A force is a pushing or pulling action on an object. For example, we can apply a pushing force to a box with our hand. Our arms can supply a lifting force to some weights, or a parachute can be used to create a drag force between us and the air when skydiving. But what exactly is it that a force does? Well, forces can change the motion of an object. Specifically, they can make objects move, stop them moving, speed them up, slow them down, or even change their shape. So in these cases, the pushing force we give the box makes the box move and slide along the floor. The lifting force given to the weights makes them rise up off the ground. And the drag force from a parachute slows the person down so they can land at a safer speed. You won't need to be able to recall these exact examples of forces, but for your exams, you should be very confident describing forces and relating them to motion. We'll be learning more about this elsewhere though. For now, let's look at how forces can affect the energy in a system. Work is a transfer of energy caused by a force that moves an object through a distance. Let's see what this means using our box example again. Here, our hand is applying a force to the box, making it move forward some distance. So what energy changes are happening here? Well, our hand can move and push the box because of the chemical energy it carries. Then this energy is given to the box as kinetic energy, which causes it to move. But remember, we also said the box moved because of the force pushing it. Well, what's happening here is the force is what's transferring this chemical energy from our hand to kinetic energy in the box. So this is what we mean by the force doing work. Make sure you're comfortable understanding that work is a type of energy transfer, as we'll see this term used in many different contexts. At GCSE level, you won't always need to know what the force or distance involved in a type of work is, just that there's an energy transfer. So what types of transfers can happen because of work? When an object moves in the direction of a force, the force does work to give the object kinetic energy. Let's look at some examples of this. A slingshot can be used to provide an elastic force to a rock or some other small object. This elastic force does work to transfer elastic potential energy in its bands to the rock. As a result, the stationary rock goes from having zero kinetic energy to some kinetic energy, making it start moving in the direction of the force. Then let's consider a space shuttle that's slowly drifting forward in space with a small amount of kinetic energy. If its engines then provide a driving force in this direction, then the engines are transferring chemical energy from the fuel to the shuttle. This increases its kinetic energy, making it speed up. But what about when the force is in the opposite direction to an object's motion? Well, when an object moves in the opposite direction to a force, the force causes the object to lose kinetic energy. So you might also see this referred to as an object doing work against a force. Let's look at two more examples, both of which involve objects that already have kinetic energy. First, a car travelling forward on a road. As it does so, there will be a resistive force called friction acting on it, as its tyres rub against small bumps in the road. This force does work to take the kinetic energy away from the car and transfer it to thermal energy in the road. Then, since the car is losing kinetic energy, it slows down. Then let's consider a ball that's been thrown upward. A force called gravity will be pulling it downwards towards the ground. And since this force is opposite to its motion, it's making the ball lose kinetic energy. This is being transferred to gravitational potential energy until all the ball's kinetic energy is transferred. The ball stops moving as it reaches its highest point, before falling again, with gravity giving the ball back its kinetic energy. Now, for your exams, you don't need to know the specific relationship between work, forces, and kinetic energy. Again, the main thing to understand is that work is an energy transfer that happens when a force moves an object through a distance.
Thanks for watching. If you want to take your GCSE revision to the next level, head over to launchpadlearning.com and check out our smart learning platform that's been designed to get you top results in your exams. We cover your whole specification and make revision fun with interactive quizzes, easy-to-follow videos, and more. You'll be kept motivated by your own AI tutor who's here to support you every step of the way. To check it out for yourself, click here. Or click here to keep watching a selection of the videos from our full GCSE Physics course. See you there!